Hey, sit down, please. We're going to start now. Shh, 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 shh. Everyone sat and quiet, please. Okay, so welcome to World Book Day 2026. I am going to hand you over to our MCs for today, and they are going to explain what is going to happen. So round of applause, please, for Mimi and Not.
So, hello, staff and students, and welcome to World Book Day 2026. We are so excited to host the third edition of World Book Day and share all the exciting things we have planned for you.
First today, we'll start with an online interview with a popular children's author from the UK. We are so lucky to have the opportunity to hear from him and learn more about his work. This week, your English teachers have been showing you about his stories and giving you the chance to prepare some questions. His most famous stories include the popular Alex Neptune series.
I know some of our own SPIP students have read his book and are excited to meet him today. Please give a round of applause to our interviewer today, Miss Lauren, and speaking from the UK, David Owen.
Hello? Okay. Hello! Oh, are we on mute? I think we're on mute. Hello? There he is. Hello. Good morning, Mr. David Owen. Oh, he can't hear us. Oh, you can. We can't hear him. Hello? We still can't hear him. One moment. Still can't. All right. Hey, yeah, we're waving. Say hi, David Owen. Hi.
Okay, so we're just having a couple of technical difficulties.
Ah, there we go.
Okay, we're good?
We heard him.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Hey.
Yay! All right. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here with us. What time is it in the UK right now?
25 past 6.
Oh, wow. That's really early. Thank you so much.
Bright and early.
Yeah. Okay, we are going to start. So we've read a little bit about you from your website, but could you please introduce yourself to all of us here?
Yeah, of course. Well, good afternoon, everyone there. Really happy to be here. Thank you for letting me join you at your school. So my name is David Owen. As you know, I'm the author of the Alex Neptune series. And before that, I wrote 4 books for slightly older readers, which are all sort of standalone and separate books. So I'm from Southeast London, although I now live on the south coast of England in Brighton. I can actually see the ocean from my window right now, which is really great for writing these books all about the sea. And sort of before and slightly at the same time as being an author, I was also a video games writer, which meant I went and met people who make video games and sort of wrote about what they do for websites and magazines. And then I was also a travel writer, which meant I got to travel to all kinds of cool places and then write about those as well. And yeah, that's about it really. I'm a fairly boring person. Oh, sorry, I can't hear you again.
Hello? Okay.
Hello.
All right. So I know your series, Alex Neptune, is a bit staticky. Alex Neptune is your best known work to some of the students here at SPIP. What inspired you to write this story?
Yeah, so I basically have always wanted to write stories kind of set in and around the sea because when I was a kid, all our family holidays were going to the seaside, and we used to love kind of poking around in rock pools and exploring rock formations and seeing what kind of fossils and little creatures I could find. But it took me a really long time to find the right idea to actually turn into a story that worked. Um, and it was a real life news story that I read probably 10 years ago now, that gave me the seed of the idea for Alex Neptune. And it was a news story that came from Japan, where there was a quite large aquarium which had dolphins and turtles and all kinds of amazing sea animals. And one day this aquarium just completely ran out of money. It went completely bankrupt. And the people who owned the aquarium just shut it up and abandoned it. And they left all the animals in there with nobody to look after them at all. Um, and so the children that lived in the town around this aquarium decided they weren't going to stand for this, and they started sneaking into the park at night, at the aquarium at night, to take in food and take in cleaning supplies and things like that, and to keep these animals alive until the authorities could come in and do that properly, find new homes for these animals. And I thought that was an amazing story for two reasons. I thought it was a great example of how young people will always do what is right and stand up for what they believe in. But also it made me wonder what would have happened if these kids had snuck into this aquarium at night, climbing over the fence or crawling under the gate. And instead of finding, dolphins and octopuses and all the animals they expected, what if they found some kind of monster in there? And what kind of adventure would that take them on? And that was the beginning of the idea for Alex Neptune.
Fantastic. Okay, you mentioned that you wrote some novels for. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned that you wrote some novels for young adults. That's correct?
Yeah.
Some of the topics include mental health and online culture. Can you tell us about your interaction with readers of these books and why you feel it's important to write books about this rather than just discussing it on Blue Sky or Reddit or some short form publication?
Sure. So, yeah, all my YA books had sort of fairly heavy themes, as you say, depression, loneliness, etc. They're not a barrel of laughs, but yeah, interactions with readers, particularly the third book, which is called All the Lonely People, and it's about loneliness, particularly in young people, in the age of social media and so on and so forth. That was the one where when I was at events and things, I would have lots of younger readers coming up to me and saying, that book really resonated with them, because loneliness is something that we associate with older people, generally speaking. And actually, I think increasingly it's something that young people are feeling, even though we are kind of more connected than ever. That leads to, in some people, a real sense of kind of isolation and loneliness. So a lot of young people would come up to me at various events and say they were really, really happy that a book had been written which really acknowledged that and explored that. And I think as to why it's important to write these books, I think a big part of it is about people feeling seen. And so, yeah, when those young people coming up to me and saying, I really appreciate that you wrote this book, it was because they were feeling seen. They were feeling that something they were feeling very profoundly was being acknowledged. And that seemed like something that was really, really important to them. And I don't think that's something you can achieve in quite the same way, writing about it just in, that short form, on Blue Sky or Reddit.
I agree. Great. So also on your author website, it says that you've got a bachelor's and a master's in creative writing, and that you've taught the course to other aspiring writers. What would you say is the benefit of studying creative writing at the university level, especially to cynics who say ChatGPT can do it all for you now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the ChatGPT question is a big one. So I think I would never say, in terms of university, I would never say that it's absolutely essential to go to university to study writing. Lots of writers don't, and they're absolutely amazing writers. Yeah, you can certainly pick up loads of things just by reading and writing and exploring as much as you can. But I do think what's really, really good about studying at university is that it gives you a framework, which is really, really useful for learning, but also for motivation. Because something that the hardest thing possibly about writing is just motivating yourself to do it when it's difficult. But also having, a weekly or often more than weekly chance to go into a room full of other writers, other aspiring writers, and share your work, get feedback on your work, as well as feeding back on other people's work and getting ideas and inspiration, and all of that being led by, you know, a teacher who is someone usually quite experienced in writing, although when I was doing it I was a bit less experienced, to be honest. I think is really, really useful and not something that you can really get anywhere else. As for ChatGPT, I mean, I'm fairly, you know, I'm very against it in terms of writing. I don't think it really has much of a place there because it can never have an original thought, basically. You know, ChatGPT is essentially just regurgitating everything that's been fed into it, and that's never going to be the same as sitting in a room full of people having their own ideas, their own perspectives, and bringing their own life and lived experiences to things. Is never something that ChatGPT can do. So, yeah, it's not really much of a comparison. But you're absolutely right that a lot of people will kind of forego a lot of that formal training now, thinking ChatGPT can do it. But yeah, unfortunately, I think that's a mistake.
Right. Great. Thank you for that. What is the trickiest part of writing a novel, and how do you overcome this issue?
That's the big question. All of it? I'm allowed to say that? No. I think honestly, the hardest part of writing a novel is just actually beginning to write it. Because when you're just sitting there and you're faced with that blank page, it just feels so impossible to achieve the vision of the thing that you have in your head. Because in your head, by that point, it might often be quite sort of finished and complete. You have such a clear idea of what this thing could be, and you think it could be so good. But the blank page is your kind of barrier to actually achieving that. And inevitably, the first draft of anything you write is probably going to be a bit rubbish. You know, my first draft, you would read them and think I had never written a word in my life, basically. But that's how I get over that obstacle of the blank page, is just by just writing and letting it be rubbish, basically.
Right.
Because then you've got something that you can work on, and then, you know, over the course of second draft, third draft, fourth draft, you can just turn it into something that each time is just a bit closer to the vision of the thing you have in your head. And you never quite get there most of the time. You know, often you feel like you fall just short, but the closest that you can get to how you envisioned it, is what you try and do. So yeah, for me, it's just hitting that point where, okay, I spent enough time planning, I spent enough time sort of daydreaming about it. Now it's time to actually just get something down on paper and let it be rubbish, because then I can make it not rubbish.
Great. Yeah, I like that. Just get something down.
Hopefully not rubbish. We hope for the best.
Very good. Very good. Where are we? So do you talk to your friends about the books that you're writing? Do they give you ideas sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. Obviously, as you know, I'm very lucky to be married to an author as well.
Sarah
So that's Sarah, exactly. So that's really, really useful for, you know, sometimes just banding ideas back and forth. And basically, we do a lot of, do you think this is a good idea? And we'll kind of give our sort of elevator pitch. And most of the time, it's not a good idea, to be honest. But that's pretty useful. It means we don't make fools of ourselves to other people. So that's really useful, is that initial kind of workshopping phase. And then, yeah, we will sort of talk through, you know, issues that we're having when we're drafting. You know, we read each other's drafts and edits and things like that, which is really, really helpful to get a different perspective. And then I have a couple of friends that I will kind of say ideas to. You know, I've got a friend who works in publishing, and he's just so knowledgeable about basically everything.
Right.
So if I need facts or you know, what's an animal that lives for 500 years,
Right.
he'll come back to me in 2 seconds, like, oh, this kind of shark, you know, which is really, really useful. And he's also a huge horror story buff, so I'll come to him and say, do you think this is cool? And he'll go yes or no.
Right.
And that's really useful too.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Many people are so engrossed in Netflix or other series and movies and dismiss reading as boring. Why do you think more people should be reading?
Again, it's a difficult question, and you know, I guess I'll start by saying I'm not against Netflix and movies. You know, I watch a whole load of movies. I try and watch a movie every day if I can. But I think reading is different because compared to other things like film, TV, reading is an act of creation that you collaborate in. I think more so than anything else, because obviously there is a certain amount of interpretation and so on when you're watching a film. people's experience of watching that will be very different. But a lot of that has already been interpreted for you by the director and the actor. You know, the visuals are already here, and so on. Whereas when you read a book, it's asking you to visualize the setting and to get your own ideas about what the characters look like and sound like, and kind of builds up the motivations in your head. And everybody's experience of reading a book, the same book, will be so different to each other, because you've created so much of it yourself. And I think that's also part of the reason why some people consider it boring, because it is asking more of you, essentially. But for me, there is nothing like that kind of collaborative, creative process of when you're reading. And, you know, as I say, 10 people could read one of the books that's behind me, and they would have such a different version of it themselves.
Right.
And I think that's such a personal thing, which you don't get with any other medium, I would argue.
Right. Yeah, great. Okay, we're going to open it up now to questions from our students. So the first student I want to call up is Jaidi from Year 8.
Hi, Jaidi.
Jaidi also won our Alex Neptune quiz from the library.
Hey, congratulations. And thank you very much for your letter as well.
Is there gonna be book 6 after Dragon Champion?
No, there is not going to be book 6 after Dragon Champion. So the series is finished after that book, the 5th one, which I think wrapped everything up pretty nicely. So I'm now working on something new, which is going to be out in October this year.
Thank you very much. All right, next question. Someone in the front row?
So for my question is, like, how can you stay focused on a book for a long period of time?
That's a good question. Thank you. It's not always easy, honestly, and there are plenty of books which I've started and then have lost interest in, or realize that they're not working, and you put them away either permanently or you need to come back to them a bit later. I tend to find, though, once you kind of know that a book is working, and you know, for me, I'm quite a planner, so I'll have a chapter by chapter outline, breaking everything down. Okay, this works, this makes sense. So that usually motivates me to keep going on it. It's not always easy. You know, I've got cats who like to come and lie around on my desk and roll around on the keyboard, which is very distracting. And sometimes I think it's okay to be distracted, because it might mean that you need to kind of top up your kind of, you know, creative cup when you're kind of getting a bit tired. And it's okay to maybe go away and work on other things for a little bit to kind of get your inspiration back up. But yeah, usually if you know an idea is good and you really believe in it, then that will be motivation enough to keep coming back to it and kind of eventually force it over the line, even when it does feel quite difficult to do so. That's a really good question. Thank you.
Okay. Next question.
Hi, my question is going to be regarding the book All the Lonely People. I just wanted to know that what was the hardest scene to process while writing this book?
Oh, that's a really good question. God, it's terrible how I don't remember my past books that well. It's a terrible thing, because that was, what, 6 books ago. So I don't know about the hardest to process, but I know a scene that I found really difficult to work out was quite late on in the book. There is a kissing scene, essentially. And it was something that I had never written before, for a start. So I found it difficult to do that. You know, I'd never written anything remotely romantic. But also for a long time, I wasn't sure if it was the right thing to happen in the book for those 2 characters. And because in a way, in that scene or in that book, it's not actually necessarily something romantic. It's kind of something that happens in the moment based on what is happening around them. So I kind of agonized for a long time whether or not it was the right thing to do. The fact that it's a same-sex kiss as well between 2 young women, I kind of wondered as well, is it my place to be writing that as well as a straight male author? So kind of agonized over that for a long time, but ultimately decided in terms of what I was trying to do with the book and what was happening in that moment, that was probably the right thing to happen. And then, yeah, wrote it, tried my best at least to write it in a way that, you know, wouldn't feel weird for me and hopefully wouldn't feel weird for other people reading it as well, knowing that it wasn't coming from, you know, a queer writer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right. We got time for one more question. Okay.
So when you decided the idea and finished the planning, do you keep adding on and changing stuff when new ideas come up, or do you stick with the original idea?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think it's really, really important to be flexible and to keep adding things as they come up. And even though I do pretty detailed planning, sometimes when you're actually writing a book, you'll get to a certain point in the plan and realize, oh, actually, now I'm writing this, that doesn't work quite as well as I thought. Or, you know, that's not as funny as I hoped it would be, or whatever it might be. And quite often, as you're writing, as you say, ideas will come up. Characters begin to take on a bit of a life of their own when they kind of get to that point where they're quite fleshed out and they begin feeling a bit like real people. And sometimes they'll just do things that even I don't really expect. And it just kind of just makes sense in that moment. So I do think a plan is so helpful for having that motivation to keep going, because when you sit down in the morning or whenever you write, you know what you're going to be doing. But if something new does come up, it's really important to be able to run with that as well, if you think that makes sense. And yeah, the initial chapter outline that I have for these books will ultimately be very different to those final books that are sitting in front of you now.
Great. Okay. Thank you. I think
Great
we
question.
have
Thank you.
time for one more question. Heike, do you want to pose?
So, oh wait. Have you ever had a story idea or like a plot that you never finished? Like you stopped writing because you got bored or like felt like it wasn't good enough?
So many. Yeah. I think probably every author has now and again has an idea hit them and they think, oh my gosh, this is the greatest idea anyone has ever had in the history of writing. And either you sit with it in your head for a bit, or you write, you know, loads of notes and start the chapter outline, and then at some point it hits you, oh, this idea is rubbish and it doesn't work at all. So that happens quite a lot. You kind of get these false starts, and then sometimes you can be halfway through a chapter outline or even writing the book itself, and you just realize, actually, I'm maybe not going to be able to get this anywhere near close enough to what I want it to be. And it's hard to say why that happens. It's difficult. Sometimes you just can't quite work out the knot of a story. Sometimes you do realize ultimately it's just a little bit boring, or it's just boring to me and I'm not going to have that inspiration to keep writing it. So yeah, it happens all the time. But what I think is really important is that you still learn so much from writing those ideas. You know, it's never a waste of time to have done it. And I think for every kind of failed idea, it helps push you towards an idea which is going to work. So yeah, it can be a bit painful, but it's kind of all part of that process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for waking up so early and making time to do this interview. Really
It's been a
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank you.
All right. Can we have a round of applause for Mr. David Owen? Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
I will. Thank you. And have a good rest of the day there.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you all.
Lovely to meet you. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, hello, hello. Okay.
Okay. That was so intriguing to hear more about his writing process and life. We hope this has inspired more students to pick up his books and enjoy his stories. We are also excited to announce that we now have the Alex Neptune series in the library. These will be available to collect from next week.
Now we will give you more information about the schedule for today. Next up, we will hear the conclusion of the 10th story, The Examination. We can't wait to hear how this ends, so I hope you have been paying attention in all of your classes today. There will be a quiz at the end where you can win book vouchers and house points.
After this, we will find out the winners from the Extreme Reading and Bookmark Challenge. These events were done in your English classes in spare time, so we can't wait to see who the winners were for these competitions. And finally, the event that always gets the crowd cheering, the fashion show. This year, Key Stage 3 will be showing off their amazing costumes on the stage, so sit back and enjoy the show.
Okay. All right, you may go up. Okay.
Check.
Now just relax, Richard. You'll be asked some questions and you think them over carefully. Then give your answers into the microphone. The machine will take care of the rest.
Yes, sir.
I'll leave you alone now. Whenever you want to start, just say ready into the microphone.
Yes, sir. The man squeezed his shoulder and left. Dicky said, "Ready." Lights appeared on the machine, and a mechanism whirred. A voice said, "Complete this sequence. 1, 4, 7, 10. Mr. and Mrs. Jordan were in the living room, not speaking, not even speculating. It was almost 4 o'clock when the telephone rang. The woman tried to reach it first, but her husband was quicker. Mr. Jordan? The voice was clipped, a brisk official voice.
Yes, speaking.
This is the Government Educational Service. Your son, Richard M. Jordan, classification 600115, has completed the government examination. We regret to inform you that his intelligence quotient is above the government regulation, according to Rule 85, Section 5 of the new code. Across the room, the woman cried out, knowing nothing except the emotion she read on her husband's face. You may specify by telephone. The voice droned on. Whether you wish his body interred by the government, or would you prefer a private burial place? The fee for government burial is $10.
It's 85. Dude, I said 85. No, we're supposed to read this whole quiz. We're supposed to say this whole section. It's okay. Y'all got this. There you go. Okay. What a great, what a fantastic ending to the story. It is now time to find out who was really listening carefully. You have 1 minute to join the quiz. Remember to use your own name and yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So playground.
Okay.
Yep. Join it.
Okay, you have 1 minute to join, please. Make sure you use your own names only. Own names only. You may go in pairs, 2s or 3s as well. That's fine. Okay, get in fast. I believe it stops at 100. Oh, maybe not.
2, 7, 8, 6, 5, 7. How long?
Okay, got 10 seconds. We're going to start. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Can you start the quiz, please?
People are still joining. Wait, Mimi, can you press start?
Yep, click start should work.
Okay, complete the sequence 1, 4, 7.
Click to the next one.
Okay. How do I do that? Click anywhere, skip. And then next.
Who reached the telephone first? Anyway, to skip.
The attendant gave Dickie a liquor to drink. It had a consistency of.
In front of the room 404, the young man's tunic did not have the government insignia on it. True or false?
What was the woman with the short hair doing? Watching the Jordan silently, writing busily on a piece of paper, reading out instructions, or handing out pieces of paper?
Who are the
wrapped but ribbon packages? A. Birthday presents. B. Undelivered mail. C. Government bribes. Or lastly, power-ups. His father rattled the sheets in vexillation. highlights which emotion? Excitement, hunger, anger, or nonchalance?
Dickie's full name with middle initial is.
Government burials cost something dollars.
Classification number.
Can you announce the next question is the last one? When you start the next one, say before you end it, say the next one is going to be the last.
The next question is going to be the last and final one.
What is the last thing the man did before he left the room? Said whatever you want to start, just said ready into the microphone. Squeezed Dickie's shoulder, shined a light into Dickie's eye, tripped over Verbund package.
So at the end of this one, just click end assessment at the top right, yeah? Okay. Yeah, end when you want to end this one, just click that one. Yeah, we're going to go. We've still got the fashion show and the announcements. We don't want to overrun. Yes, come on. Okay, the top three are. It says it on here, right?
Okay, so in first place we have number 1 Marco 67, and then in second we have Arisa, and then third we have Asia Jing. Yeah, Asia's group, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, everyone, quiet again, please. Shh, 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 shh. Okay, thank you.
Thank you everyone who participated. You can collect your prizes after the show from Mr. Dom.
We will now move on to the bookmark challenge. Throughout this week, our year 7s to year 10s students have been designing excellent bookmarks. Each house has voted, and we are excited to announce our winners today.
The full winning bookmarks will be printed out and can be collected by all students in the library. So let's find out our winners. Can Miss Kira please come on stage?
All right, thank you to everyone who got involved in the bookmark competition. First, we've got the winner for Erewhon. Well done, Earn, year 8. Next, we've got Makara. Well done, Rita, in year 9. Next, we've got the bookmark for Yaksha. Well done, Pooh, year 10. And then we've got Singha. Well done to Temtem, year 8. Thank you. That's a popular one.
Okay. Some incredible designs there. I can't wait to grab mine next week in the library.
We also had a new competition this year called Extreme Reading Challenge. For this, student will ask to take pictures of themselves reading in the most creative places possible.
To announce the winners for this competition, can Mr. Dom share the good news?
Okay, thank you very much. So, if I call your name today, you need to come up on the stage and you can collect your book vouchers from me. Okay? So, lots of excellent, fun, creative photos were sent in, and we've got it down to our top 3. So, in 3rd place, we have... It's Nufa. Okay, Nufa, can you come on stage, please? Okay, well done. Here we go. Take a photo here. Okay, well done, Nufa. Thank you. Okay, in 2nd place, we have Sassy. Okay. Is she here? No. Is she doing archery today? Yeah, okay. All right. So we'll let her know. Okay. So an excellent photo, that one. All right. So now we get to 1st place. So our number 1 picture, as voted on by the teachers, was Tonam. Is Tonam here? Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, well done. Yep, cool. All right, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. I'll pass you back to your MCs now.
Thank you all the students for participating. Some really creative photos were taken.
Finally, we have come to the most eagerly anticipated event of the afternoon, the fashion show.
Each tutor class from Key Stage 3 has chosen representatives to represent their group on stage. We have some big prizes this year, including 1st place, 1,100 baht book vouchers and 10 house points. For 2nd place, 800 baht book vouchers and 7 house points. And for 3rd place, 500 baht book vouchers and 5 house points. We have a panel of judges who will be asking questions and giving scores. Please welcome Mr. Dan, Mr. George Mean, and Miss Lauren.
Each contestant will come up on the stage and show off their costumes. After this, they will return and answer some questions related to their characters. It is now time to introduce our first contestant. To tell us more about the contestants and the characters, please welcome Mr. David to guide you through the show.
Okay, thank you very much for coming. It's time for one of the highlights of today. Thank you for our judges. They will be judging each team on appearance and costume, and secondly on book knowledge. There will be 2 rounds. The first round will be strike a pose, and then they will come back for a second round where the judges will ask them questions. Okay, we are ready to start. Please give a warm welcome to Arisa, who is Merida. Thank you. Next is Byfern and Jane as Cat in the Hat. Thank you very much. Next we have Stitch from Lilo and Stitch as played by Porty. Our next contestant is Win-Win, who is appearing as Alex Ryder. Thank you, Win-Win. Next, we have 3 students, Nudie, Janjao, and Melody, appearing as Alice in Wonderland. Excellent poses. Okay, we move on to 101 Dalmatians featuring Pylin, Monjam, and Janice. Our next contestant is Atom from Me and Thee. And our next contestant is Nene from Malice Minor. Malice Miser. And next we have Blue, King, and Asia appearing as Captain Underpants. Okay, next it's Sifa, who is also from Malice Miser. Now our next contestant is Grace, who is Bocce the Rock. Okay, thank you, Sifa. Now we have an extra addition. This is year 8, Mr. Clayton's team. They are new and they are going to be. The Evil Queen and the 7 Dwarves from Snow White. What's her name?
I don't know.
You don't know her name? So judges, please add that at the end as Mr. Clayton, year 8. Thank you. All right. That was your brief introduction. We now move on. Oops, thank you. We move on to the interview round. Ready? Okay. So we start off with Arisa, please.
Just me and you'll do it.
As Merida from Bravely.
Hello. Who wrote your book, and can you tell me something about the author, please?
The person who wrote my book is Maggie Stiefvater.
Okay. Can you tell me something about her? Do you know which country she's from? Never. It's okay. No worries. What do you like best about this character?
She's brave and determined, and she doesn't let anyone get in her way.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Arisa, great job.
Thank you very much, Arisa. We move on to Byfern and Jane, who are appearing as Cat in the Hat. Okay, pick up the microphone there.
Hello. All right. Can you tell me something about the author? Who wrote this book?
Dr. Seuss.
Can you tell me something about Dr. Seuss?
He wrote like a lot of books, and a lot of his books is like rhyming words.
Awesome. And when did you first read a Dr. Seuss book?
When I was 6.
Just 6?
Nearly 7.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you very much, Byfern and Jane. Let's move on to Pordy, who is appearing as Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Hi, Pordy.
Hi.
So, what do you like best about this character?
This character is like playful and goofy, and he likes to like talk and do a lot of stuff. That's why I like him.
All right. And what made you choose this character?
Because he's goofy. I like his personality. I like his color. I like his theme. He has a really good personality.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pordy. Now, welcome on stage, Win-Win as Alex Ryder.
Okay, Win-Win, you have quite a fan club here. Can you tell me about this character, because I am not familiar?
Alex Ryder is a teenager described to be tall and slim, like me. He also works for the MI6 and is really athletic.
Okay, and who wrote the book? Do you know anything about the author?
I'm not sure what other books he wrote other than the Alex Rider Adventure series, but I'm pretty sure it was Anthony Horowitz, was it?
Yes, appears so. Awesome. Thank you so much, Winwin.
Okay, thank you, Win-Win. Now we're going to slot in Mr. Clayton's group now. So we have Snow White, the Evil Queen, and her 7 dwarves.
All right, there's a lot of you, isn't there? Okay. So, how would you describe all of your characters? Yeah.
All.
Yep.
So for my character, she's so jealous of Snow White for being so beautiful, and for the dwarves, there are too much of them.
There's too many. There's just too many. It's okay. When did you first read this book?
I read this book I guess last week.
Last week. Okay. All right. So it's still fresh in your mind then?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you very much. They stepped in at the last minute for that. Thank you very much. And we move on. Next, it is Nudie, Janjao, and Melody from Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, grab the mic. Okay, so what do you like best about these characters?
Well, I think Alice is brave because if I was in Wonderland, I would be like super scared because it is like really strange, but she still is curious and like keep her composure most of the time.
I like the Cheshire Cat mysterious smile and how he gives clever ideas to Alice.
I really like how the White Rabbit takes Alice on an adventure the second she steps into Wonderland.
All right, great. And can one of you tell us, when did you first read Alice in Wonderland?
Well, I first read Alice in Wonderland when I was in kindergarten. My mom made me read it, and I think she made the right choice because I really like fantasy book back then. So like Alice in Wonderland was my favorite book for a time, like back then.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you very much, Nudie, Janjao, and Melody. Now we're going to move on to Palin, Monjam, Chenis, who are 101 Dalmatians, please.
Hello. So, how would you describe your characters?
So, so she is a villain, right? Very cruel, like Cruella. And then she is a dog. She is sensible. And then I am also a dog. I am not sensible.
Okay, interesting. And what do you like best about these characters? What drew you to choose these characters?
Can you repeat that?
What do you like best about these characters?
They are very cute and they are very funny. Like when I first watched, right, they have their own personality, even though they are 100 dogs. And then for Cruella, I like her villainous, and she kills dogs for fun and for style.
That's very mean, isn't it? You shouldn't do that. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Very good.
Thank you.
They also stepped in at the last minute, saved the day. And we move on to Atom, who's going to tell you all about me and thee.
Okay, Atom. Also, again, I don't know this character, so how would you describe your character to me?
I think my character is like a bit strange, but he can be like funny without even trying, and he's a bit arrogant.
Okay, can you tell me why did you choose this character?
Because I like how unique he is, and like, as I say, he can be funny without trying.
Awesome. Thank you, Atom.
Thank you, Atom. Now we're going to move on to year 9. First up is Nene, and her book is Malice Miser.
All right. Hi, Nene.
Hello.
Hello. So, tell us about this character of Malice Miser. Who is this character?
This character is Kami from the book premiere, based on the Visual K band Malice Miser.
Okay. And how would you describe your character?
My character is quirky, outgoing, and he likes to put on makeup that is very bright in color.
All right. Interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nene. And now next it is Blue, Ging, and Asia, who are together Captain Underpants.
Okay, please tell me, how would you describe your characters?
He's a good friend, and he has a lot of friends, and he has a short hair, and yeah.
Okay. Why did you choose Captain Underpants?
We chose this book because the story is very fun and interesting, and all ages can read this, and they have a comic.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Blue, Ging, and Asia.
Great stuff.
Okay, now we have another Malice Miser, this time played by Sifa.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
What do you like best about this character?
I like this character's sense of style and some of their beliefs. This character mainly dresses in a gothic Lolita style, Victorian goth, romantic goth, and elegant aristocrat style. And I also really like how this character believes that clothes shouldn't have gender and that you should wear whatever makes you feel confident.
Fantastic. And forgive us, I don't think any of us judges know much about this book. So could you tell us who wrote the book and something about them?
Unfortunately, the author of this book is actually anonymous. But the only thing we actually know is that this book was based off of a 90s visual kei band called Malice Miser. So we could assume that they were a Malice Miser fan.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Sifa. Oh, last but not least, Grace is going to tell us about Bocce the Rock.
Hello, Grace. So, we're all very curious about this character. Who is Bocce the Rock?
She's the main character for the manga and anime, Bocce the Rock, obviously. She's the guitarist in the main band of the series.
Okay. And how would you describe your character?
I'd say she's a really fun character. She's like really shy and like social anxiety-ish, and
Okay.
like really jumpy.
Yep.
But she's a really fun character, and Also, she's really good at guitar and really dedicated to it, and I admire her for it. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you. Grace, stay there. While everybody else comes back on the stage, please. And the judges, could you tot up your points? Stay there and everyone will join you on the stage. And the judges have the difficult decision of choosing a third, a second, and a first place. There will be some fantastic book voucher prizes for some of these. Yes.
Hello.
The anticipation is killing me. I need to eat some blood. Can you guess the teacher's characters? I'm Dracula, 1897, Bram Stoker book. I think if the teachers are going to win, I think the Pharaoh there should win. Fantastic. Yeah. Is that Clayton? Is that you, Clayton? Come on, come out into the... Let's see your costume. Look at that. Who is your character?
King Ramses II.
King Ramesses II. Well done. Fantastic effort. Thank you. Are the judges nearly ready? Okay, I will invite Mr. Dan on the stage with the decision.
All right, guys. Thank you to all of you. You were, all very excellent participants. It was a very difficult decision. That's why it took us so long to come to the decision. But, okay, here we go with third place, winning a book voucher of 500 baht for Books Kinokuniya. It is Alex Ryder.
That's for book knowledge, I think.
Well done. Okay, so very difficult decision, this one. We agonized over this. We really, really did. In second place, it's one of the Malice Misers. It's Sifa! You win the book token of 800 baht. Where is she? Okay. So that brings us to the first place. And in first place for the fashion show 2026, it is Alice in Wonderland, Nudie, Janjao, Melody. Well done, guys. You're going to have to share this book token of 1,500 bahts. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. Well done to all our contestants. What a fantastic fashion show. Thank you.
Okay, can our contestants just stay on stage, please? Don't go anywhere. We need to take a photo before we end. Shh, 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 shh. Okay, listen up, please. Listen up. Shh, 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 shh. Okay, we are going to end the show officially now. I'll hand back to the MCs.
What an incredible show. Thank you to all of our contestants. That was a performance we will never forget.
It is now time to end our show today. We would like to thank everyone who contributed to this fun day, and it has been an honor to be your MC today. We wish everyone a great weekend. See you next time.
That's